Thank you, Trevor. Trevor, I began to engage with the State House and the President most recently.
Yeah.
President has met us as a delegation of leaders from Nyanza. And I can tell you for a fact that we have a president who is well-intentioned. We have a president who is well-meaning, a president who is focused and honest. And when the president speaks to you, you really can see that this is a guy who is determined to transform this country. Unfortunately, the likes of Cherargei, who have been campaigning since 2017, have never stopped. Because immediately the president was re-elected, they wanted the president to announce that Ruto will be the president. The president said, no, let us work first, let us serve the people.
Yeah.
And the reason why now we are even having these issues of stalled projects. These stalled projects, you cannot expect these projects to move when you are a wing in government who are just talking about 2022, campaigning each and every, and the president has been telling you, please let us serve our term before we can talk about 2022. So I think, Cherargei, you have yourselves to blame for these projects that are stalled in your region. And we don't expect the president to do anything because you have to eat what you have planted. You planted this chaos and you refuse to support the head of state. You went to undermine the president. You sent your troops to go and abuse the president and conduct rallies instead of focusing on development. So you have to do this. And in the process, you find that North Rift is is a region that is supposed to be breadbasket for this country. And when you go and talk to farmers, you find that maize farmers are suffering, and there's nobody to take care of their interests because the deputy president must become president. He doesn't care about today. So I want to say that you cannot even put blame on the president for the failure of some of these projects. You know, government is about bargaining, for you to get projects run, because the resources we have cannot meet the needs of everybody. So when you have been elected as a deputy president, you have to go and campaign for these projects and ensure that they are done. But you cannot have them done when you are 1 foot is inside, 1 foot is outside.
Yeah.
So I think this is something that your supporters must take blame for cheering you all over the place and telling you hustler, hustler, when they are suffering, That is one. Two, the other issue which I must say, as somebody who sits in the budget committee, is that these stalled projects, there's an element of procurement which leads to these projects getting stalled. And in the era of these hustlers, when they were in charge of government, the procurement processes were riddled in corruption. And some of these contractors, when you speak to them, they tell you that before I was given the tender, I parted with this amount of money. And then when they go to the field to begin this work, they don't have resources to complete these projects. Yeah. And again, this blame, we have to take it to the hustler corner. This is where these issues are going, have to be taken to. So I think, in a nutshell, what I want to say is that the president is well-meaning and is going to tour the whole country. He's been to our region. He's going to Western. He's going to Ukambani. Let the Ukambani leaders isolate this trip, and let's not make it a political trip, because the president does not want to do any politics. He's going to supervise, to check what his government has done in that region. And I'm sure from there we'll go to Central, he'll walk across the country. And we are proud as an ODM party that even though we are not in government, we have decided to give the president a conducive environment for him to deliver and to implement his manifesto. That's what we have done. We are not in government. Yeah. We don't hold any position. People who in government, like the likes of Cherargei, are using government resources to advance politics. If you go to Karen, the deputy president's house, residence, everything there is paid by the government. Even the loudspeakers, everything, even the grass that they lounge on, that is state property. Okay. And they use it to do politics instead of canvassing things that can help the head of state. All right. So I think this is something that they must take blame for. And we are going to assure you that if you do not change, when we take over power in 2022, we will continue the same strategy. Okay. Because if you try to undermine our government, we will not allow you.